Ever had your car act up in ways that just don't make sense? Maybe it's idling rough, maybe it's burning through more gas than usual, or maybe it's leaving behind a puff of black smoke that makes you wonder if your engine's on its last leg. A lot of times people will blame the spark plugs, the injectors, or even bad fuel. But there's another part that doesn't always get the attention it deserves: the fuel pressure regulator. This little part doesn't look like much, but it plays a huge role in how smoothly your engine runs. Its job is simple. It keeps the fuel pressure at just the right level so your injectors can spray the perfect amount of fuel into the cylinders. Too much pressure, and your engine runs rich, guzzling fuel and choking out black smoke. Too little pressure, and the engine starves, sputters, or even stalls. And when the regulator goes bad, the signs can throw you off if you don't know what to look for. In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 major symptoms of a failing fuel pressure regulator. I'll break down how each one shows up, what's going on behind the scenes, how you can test for it, and of course, what to do to fix it. Stick with me because knowing these symptoms can save you from some seriously expensive repairs down the line. And hey, welcome to Auto V Fix, where we break car problems down in plain English so you can stay one step ahead of your repairs and keep more money in your pocket. Let's start with one of the most common issues drivers notice: rough engine performance. If your car shakes at idle, hesitates when you press the gas, or even stalls out of nowhere, the fuel pressure regulator could be to blame. Here's the deal: your engine needs a perfect air-to-fuel mix to run. When the regulator starts failing, it can throw that mix off by sending either too much fuel or not enough. Too much fuel. You'll smell raw gas, maybe even see black smoke from the exhaust. Too little fuel? You'll feel hesitation, sputtering, or outright stalling. Picture yourself sitting at a red light. Suddenly the RPMs dip, the car shudders, and you're feathering the gas pedal just to keep it alive. That's a classic sign. The cause is usually a torn diaphragm inside the regulator or a valve that's sticking. To test it, hook up a fuel pressure gauge to the rail and compare the reading to your car's specs. If it's way off, or if the pressure drops instantly when you shut the engine off, that's your culprit. Fixing it often means replacing the regulator, which might be a standalone part costing $50 to $200, or part of a bigger fuel rail or pump assembly, which can run more. But catching it here prevents long-term damage like burnt valves or even a fried catalytic converter. The second big red flag is fuel leaks and that strong smell of gasoline. A bad regulator can leak on the outside where you can see it, or on the inside where you can't. External leaks are straightforward. You'll smell raw fuel under the hood, or see wet spots around the regulator. Internal leaks are sneakier. If the regulator's diaphragm rips, fuel can leak into the vacuum line and get sucked straight into the intake. That floods the cylinders, washes oil off the walls, and even thins out your engine oil. If you pull your dipstick and it smells like gasoline, that's a dead giveaway. To test, disconnect the vacuum line from the regulator. If fuel drips out or even just smells like gas, the regulator is leaking internally and needs immediate replacement. You can't repair it, it has to be replaced. And don't ignore it, because leaking fuel isn't just wasteful, it's dangerous. We're talking fire hazard levels of danger. The fix is a new regulator, and while the part itself isn't terribly pricey, the peace of mind of eliminating a fuel leak is worth every penny. Now let's talk about something that hits you right in the wallet: poor fuel economy. If you find yourself at the gas pump way more often than before, and nothing else has changed, the regulator might be stuck closed, forcing way too much fuel through the system. That makes the car run rich, burning more fuel than it needs. You might even notice black soot on your tailpipe or spark plugs that come out dark and carbon-fouled. Some people shrug this off as bad gas or think it's just winter fuel blends, but consistent drops in MPG are worth paying attention to. Testing is simple. Check your fuel pressure. If it's way above spec, the regulator isn't relieving pressure properly. Another quick check is your spark plugs. If all of them are sooty, the engine's running rich across the board. Fixing this saves you money on gas and prevents bigger issues, because running rich for too long will kill oxygen sensors and clog up your catalytic converter. Replace the regulator, swap in fresh plugs, maybe change your oil if it smells like fuel, and you'll notice your MPG bounce back. Symptom number 4 is one that can be really frustrating: hard starting. Sometimes the car takes forever to start after it's been sitting, or it cranks and cranks after you've just filled up. That's often a sign that the regulator can't hold fuel pressure when the engine is off. Normally, when you shut the engine down, the system holds residual pressure so the next start is quick. If the regulator is leaking, that pressure bleeds off, and the next time you try to start it, the fuel pump has to rebuild pressure from scratch. That's why you get long crank times or multiple attempts before it fires up. Testing for this is easy with a gauge. Turn the key to the on position, watch the pressure build, then shut it off. If it drops to 0 instantly instead of holding steady for minutes, your regulator's leaking. The fix is again replacement, but while you're diagnosing, check the fuel pump check valve and injectors too, since they can cause similar symptoms. Once replaced, your starts should be sharp and quick again. Finally, let's look at symptom number 5. Black smoke and poor emissions. When a regulator fails by sending too much fuel to the engine, it overwhelms the combustion process. The unburned fuel exits as thick black smoke, especially when revving or accelerating. Not only is this embarrassing, it's an instant fail on an emissions test. You'll also notice the car smells strongly of fuel, and it might even backfire or foul the catalytic converter if it goes on long enough. Causes are usually a stuck regulator or an internal leak that dumps fuel into the intake. Testing is straightforward. If you see black smoke and your pressure readings are high, that's the issue. Disconnect the vacuum line, and if fuel comes out, you've got your answer. Replace the regulator, and depending on how long you've been running rich, you may also need new plugs, new oxygen sensors, or, in the worst case, a new catalytic converter. But the sooner you fix it, the less collateral damage you'll have to deal with. So how urgent is this? Honestly, while a bad fuel pressure regulator won't usually leave you stranded immediately, ignoring it can cause a snowball of problems. Running rich can foul sensors and ruin your cat. Running lean can overheat valves and pistons. Leaks can cause fires, and hard starts can leave you embarrassed at the gas station or worse, stuck in traffic. The part itself isn't the most expensive fix. A standalone regulator might run $50 to $200 for the part, and $100 to $300 for labor. On cars where it's integrated into the fuel rail or pump, you're looking at $500 or more. But that's still way cheaper than a catalytic converter or engine rebuild. Testing it isn't rocket science either. A $40 fuel pressure gauge can tell you most of what you need to know. If that feels intimidating, a mechanic can confirm it in minutes. Just don't wait. If you notice any of these 5 symptoms, rough running, fuel leaks or smell, poor MPG, hard starts, or black smoke, get it checked. If this breakdown helped you, hit that like button, share it with someone who's chasing a mysterious fuel problem, and subscribe to Auto V Fix for more straight-to-the-point guides. We cover everything from emission systems to transmissions, so you're never left guessing about your car. Pay attention to the signs, act early, and you'll keep your car running smoothly for years to come. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep your car healthy and your wallet happy.